So Birmingham fell below freezing, 7:55 last night. It looks like maybe 11 o'clock in the morning we'll break freezing and start getting a little bit warmer, but there's nothing really warm out there.
Yeah, it's just going to be downright cold this evening, and we are unfortunately talking about the kind of temperatures that could be dangerous. And for that reason, we do have a cold weather advisory again tonight across central and north Alabama. That's going to be for all of the counties that you see there listed in blue. So basically everybody. And it does mean that we could have some spots that see wind chill values in the single digits, but there could even be some spots that have just temperatures in the single digits early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is projected to be colder than what we were this morning. And these are the types of temperatures where we do have to mention the possibility of frostbite and hypothermia. So if you're not dressed properly, this is a danger. I know there are some folks that can't avoid being outdoors tomorrow morning. So if you do have to be out there, just know that it's important that you have lots of layers and you're dressed properly early tomorrow. Also, we have to talk about those cold weather precautions. Tonight is one of those nights where we want you to make sure you have those exposed pipes insulated and drip your faucets, especially faucets that are located on an outside facing wall. So if your faucet, say in your kitchen, is next to a window, you want to make sure that that is dripping. And a good idea too is to open up those cabinet doors underneath your sinks. That allows some of that warm air from your home to circulate around those pipes underneath the sink and helps those stay warm as well. Think about your pets. We've been telling you about those pets. Make sure they have somewhere warm to be this evening. And then check on friends, family, neighbors. Be sure everybody has ways to stay warm tonight into tomorrow. Temperatures right now are back below the freezing mark in a lot of locations. Look at that Coleman temperature already down at 23 degrees. Sun is going down, so that means we're going to kind of speed up that cooling process over the next couple of hours. And we're falling into the teens by 1 a.m. and we're going to stay there all night long and into early tomorrow with a clear sky overnight. There could be a few locations that even drop into the single digits. So tomorrow morning, just downright cold. Here's a closer look at where we're projecting those lows to be. And I would not be surprised if in between some of these sites, especially our typically cooler pockets, we do start to see some of those single digits showing up. Good news though, we will eventually warm tomorrow everywhere above the freezing mark. So we start really cold. I wanted to move us here towards lunchtime. Mid to upper 30s. Look what happens during the afternoon. We start to see some low 40s. This is still well below average for this time of year, but an improvement from the weather that we saw today. Now looking through the rest of the week, not much of a change. We start each morning well below the freezing mark. That's why we have impact days through the rest of the week. And then as we look towards the weekend, a developing forecast this weekend. So we are watching the potential for another system to bring wintry weather for some across the southern U.S. Light snow here. Well, we've got a question mark just because it's way too soon for any specifics on the forecast. There's a lot of different moving parts. And to talk more about some of those moving parts, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson.
Yeah, there are really two areas that we're watching for the potential of some snowflakes this weekend. And instead of showing you a bunch of model forecasts and saying, well, this model says this one says that, let's just get down to what's possible here. Area of low pressure developing Friday morning just off the coast of Louisiana. That's going to track southeast toward Florida. And that's a pretty key element in the forecast because once it starts to make a turn toward the northeast, then it could produce some really significant snow from the Carolinas up toward D.C. We are on the back end of all that, so it's a much lower chance of having any real accumulation of snow, maybe beyond a dusting or a fraction of an inch. Now, look at this. This is the system that caused today's flurries. All of that red is spin in the atmosphere. Think of it, often I'll talk about the muscle of a storm system. Well, that's it. This is it painted on a map. That moves out, and an even more intense one drops out of Canada this week in toward Friday and Saturday. And as that thing comes overhead, this is 6:30 in the morning Saturday, it's angled in such a way that I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have at least some snow flurries or some snow showers. And depending on how much moisture it can wring out of the air, there may be enough to dust the ground or maybe a bit more. As it moves over toward the East Coast, that's where it really starts to intensify, and that's where the greater risk of some snow will likely be. Look at the cold coming south, though. We could be easily in the single digits and teens, not wind chill, thermometer during the day on Saturday because of all that cold. Right now, we're being a little bit more optimistic that we stay in the 30s with lows in the teens, but we'll keep an eye on this, so expect some adjustments out here in the forecast toward the weekend.